Hey there everybody, and welcome to today's video. I'm bringing you a resort tour and review of my final thoughts on Boulder Ridge Villas at Disney's Wilderness Lodge. Let's get into it. All right, and we are starting off our tour in the main lodge. Wilderness Lodge is made up of Wilderness Lodge, the resort. They also have a few DVC, Disney Vacation Club offerings, Boulder Ridge Villas, which is where I'm staying, Copper Creek Villas, and the Copper Creek cabins, which are luxury cabins. And then they have Fort Wilderness Lodge, which is a camping ground. We are staying at Boulder Ridge Villas, so the main entrance here to check in, even for the DVC villas, is the main lodge area, and it just gives you this warm, welcoming, woodsy hug. Come in, pull up a chair, sit by the fire, and enjoy your life. I love this lodge. They have this great canyon sound. I don't know what canyon sounding music is, but that's what it sounds like to me. And you're gonna have most of your food offerings here. There are a couple of stores that I totally forgot to include, but don't worry, because I'm gonna be back here this year. I will cover even more things. But for now, in the main lodge, apart from those services and check-in, you also have most of the dining. So Whispering Canyon Cafe, it's a Disney table service dining option that has a robust menu, okay? Omelets and all that good stuff, and barbecue. They have Territory Lounge, Artist Point, which is a character dining experience with Snow White, and then Roaring Fork, which is the best quick service I have had at Disney. They have pulled pork sandwiches, roasted barbecue chicken, hamburgers, chicken fingers, all that good stuff. They have the standard bakery section, and then also, because this is a DVC resort, they have some, but the food here is so good. And I'm one of those people who gets the refillable resort mug, so I can come back and get coffee all day, because that's my jam. They have a dining area to the left, and then they have this covered patio dining area, which is really nice with the fans. One thing about this resort is it gets real full. People love it here. It was hard for me to book a couple years ago when I started looking at it. It's one of the more moderately priced deluxe resorts, but it is definitely picking up in popularity. It's even harder for me to book here than it used to be, but it's worth it. And we're gonna see why now with all of this beautiful scenery. We're walking past the main pool, which I didn't even get to check out because I was on the go most of my trip, but I did get to check out the Quiet Cove pool. But you see there, it's got a nice pool and slide area. We'll see the children's play area in a little bit, but look at this view. They have this wonderful boardwalk that takes you to the boat dock, and then it walks. You can walk past their geyser and to the other side of the resort, on this back end of the resort, on this boardwalk, and it's just so pretty and scenic and generally quiet the whole day. So let's talk a little bit about transportation as we're here at the boat dock. So at this boat dock, there are two boats, one that goes to Fort Wilderness Lodge, to the campgrounds and horse stable, and over there they have tennis and basketball and horseback riding options. There are a lot of excursions that you can do at the Fort Wilderness Lodge. I haven't ever stayed there, but I know from watching a bunch of vlogs that you can do that. And then there's another boat that will take you to Magic Kingdom. And from that boat, you can go through security, walk on up around the way to the monorail. Talking like that because it's Fort Wilderness. Even though Fort Wilderness Lodge is definitely based off of the Northwest, I don't know. It still gives me country vibes a little bit. So now as we're heading back, we're walking from the boat dock, and instead of keeping going straight to head back to the main lodge, we're gonna make a left. And this is the back side of the resort that's next to the lake. We're walking behind the pool and taking a look at Geyser Point. So this is the geyser that erupts every day at 12. I missed it every day my last trip here because I was on the go having fun. Next video coming out is going to be about Wild Africa Trek. What? Okay, such an adventure. So I made this an adventure trip and decided to stay in the pretend Northwest Wilderness, and I'm so glad that I did. This boardwalk will take us all the way from this side of the resort to the Boulder Ridge side, and there's another walkway to the cabins. But let's take a pit stop here at the Recreation Center. I didn't realize at the time that it wasn't just planned arts and crafts. I think it's the children's area where they will have games and things for kids to do all day long. I got to check out the same area at Saratoga Springs on a recent trip, and Disney does a great job of being a true resort that has things going on all the time for the kids. They have an arcade here. They have a movie under the stars. You can rent bikes. They have planned arts and crafts activities for children and adults, and they have an architecture tour. You can just show up at the lobby in the morning. They have a set time and just go on the tour. I'm definitely going to do that next time I come back. And as we keep walking, they just make it super convenient to get to all the places. So now we're coming up to Geyser Point, but here on the right, you will see the campfire s'mores. I can't believe I forgot that. The marshmallows, people, are free and they're very good. Or you can buy a s'mores kit for $6. Roast marshmallows. I highly recommend doing it. It is a free, tasty activity. And I also highly recommend Geyser Point Bar and Grill. The food here was on point. I came here one day in the afternoon around 2 o'clock. There are ducks. I forgot to video them when I was there, but they're a waterfowl that will just kind of annoy you. But it was still really pleasant, and they stayed away if you shooed them away. Just know that you are out of doors. You are outside. You could also order Geyser Point to go. And then this lake area is the perfect spot for watching fireworks. They've got foosball and table tennis. So again, being a resort, recreational resort for the family, they've got fun stuff to do all around. And then these comfy chairs. If you know, it's Disney World, so you got to get out there an hour and a half beforehand, but get a good book, have a hat, get something to drink from the bar and grill, and chill out to watch the fireworks and the water pageant. And then here's where you can book your boat rentals and bike rentals. It's an active resort. It's a resort that's great. They've got a lot of options for activities and for relaxation. Speaking of relaxation, we're coming up on the Cove Pool, which I very much enjoyed. This is the quieter pool. It was very nice. I easily found a seat, and look at how scenic and pretty it is. It looks a little bit more cloudy than it actually was. Well, no, it was cloudy this day that I was here getting that footage because it rained. We had to leave the pool early because it was thundering and lightning. But even on a thundering and lightning type day, Disney makes it a lot of fun. They pulled out board games at the main lodge and at Boulder Ridge. They played movies and just had a lot of indoor activities for people to do. Speaking of indoor activities, we are at the arcade. This is one of the nicer Disney arcades that I've seen. I mean, the colors are kind of retro 80s. But had a bunch of games. It was very clean in there. I was surprised that there was nobody there at the time that I went in there. Well, okay, it was midday. But the pricing was pretty decent. They have this machine right there where it says arcade cards, where you go and you can buy a certain number of points or plays on the card and you can refill it throughout the trip. And I also want to say that this walkway was just amazing. So you can pretty much get to almost any area at this hotel through the covered bridge, unless you're going to the cabins. You have a covered area. So now we are heading into Boulder Ridge, which was my home for the duration of the trip. I did 1 night at Polynesian and 3 nights here, and it was always incredible. It smelled so good, first of all, when you walk in here. And I can't believe I didn't get the ceiling, but it's this massive open ceiling, or get it from the floor. You'll see it from the top later. The gym is here. It's a 24-hour access gym for everyone at the resort, and you can also get to the pool through the gym. And then they have all of these just fantastic seating areas. So on the rainy day, I'm thinking I'm gonna come down here and sit by the fire, but there was no spot to be had. There were families at each and every one of these sections playing games, but I did find myself down here with a blanket and a book in front of the fire, even though it was in 80-degree weather, because it was so inviting. Right there, that was my spot, right in front of us, guys. And it was just so welcoming. And look at this lobby area. Oh, it was so gorgeous and so welcoming. And they had this epic music that sounded like you were soaring over the mountains. It was great. And this is a hallway leading to my room. bold geometric patterns, like homey and just modern touches that you'll notice in the room. So all in all, a fantastic resort, easy to get around, small enough to get around. The proximity to Magic Kingdom and Epcot was fantastic. So now we're going to head back to the room. I'm going to give my review and overall thoughts on this stay. All right, so that wraps up the resort tour portion. I hope that I gave you a good enough overview of what you can expect here so you can really know what this hotel is like. My goal is to give you the ambiance, let you know what the style and the vibe is, also the major amenities, activities, and things that you can do, and just to give you an overview of the scope of this is what it's like to be here at this particular resort, okay? And if you like that resort tour, if you're enjoying this video, if you've learned something useful, please hit that like button so I know that this video is on point and I can keep bringing you more content like this. All right, so now I'm gonna get into my review of the resort. There are some things that are incredibly valuable to me when I go to a resort. I don't think I'm alone in that. I think other people like those things too. So my particular Lux score is really based on the things that make sure that you have a holistically wonderful experience, okay? Please forgive the background noise. My room is right above this like service area. There's not been any motion or anything like that since I've been here in this room, or at least the time of day I've been in here. But today, you can hear the beeping in the background and this like big old truck revving up. So please forgive that. So my rating is really based on the things that I have found have created a holistic experience when you want like a full immersive vacation into whatever vibe you're going for. These are things that I have found are very valuable and key to having that wonderful all over experience, okay? So this is really for people who are looking to say like, when I get away, I want to be fully immersed. I want ease and all the good things. Like, tell me that. Am I going to get that here? That's what my ratings are based on. All right. So first, we're going to talk about the style and ambiance. Now, I include, this is the way my mind works. Like when you're driving up to the place, the ease of access, personally, it affects the overall feel of the ambiance. So first of all, just describing the style, Wilderness Lodge is based on the Pacific Northwest, and it's a lodge set in the wilderness. The decor, the theming is going to really be based on this Pacific Northwestern lodge retreat type feel. They're going to have a lot of your jewel tones, deeper jewel tones. You'll also see a lot of beige and brown, but I think that they do it very well. It's not boring beige and brown. It's like nice, soft palette that really makes the other colors pop. And it is like lodge. There are fireplaces everywhere. There are comfy seats and rocking chairs. Like yesterday it was raining. I should have known this was gonna happen. I was like, let me grab my blanket. I was sitting in my room. I'm like, let me go find a fireplace. Now we're in Florida. It is like, I had a fan right here that I had to use to cool myself off before I started, and I'm in the AC. But they keep the areas where the fires are way much cooler. Not like, oh my gosh, cool, but cooler so that you can really enjoy the fireplace. All the fireplace seats are taken. And then I walked to the quick service to get some coffee, and there were just people everywhere, sitting in the rocking chairs by the fire, people chatting. They brought out games and stuff because the pools were closed, so it was thundering and lightning as well. And it was just like a big old family party. I mean, like I didn't join anyone's group or anything like that, but just people really enjoying themselves and relaxing. So I love that. And then the nature aesthetic is like I'm enchanted. Every time I come to one of these places, one of these hotels, like they each have their own unique aesthetic, but I love it here. In fact, like I'm gonna put a clip here of the nature trail, my favorite walking path rather. It's not the nature trail, but it's a very natural trail, boardwalk leading up to the boat ramp. And they have these trees with tall trees with hanging moss, these tall grasses. There's even a geyser that erupts at 12 o'clock every day. I missed it. I'm going to miss it again today because I'm not going to be in the room. I already have a reservation somewhere else. This is the kind of resort where it's just nice to get up and take a morning walk. When I did the resort tour, I got up early. I was walking around videoing, but I was like, man, I would come back and stay here just to walk around in the peace and quiet, maybe pray, think, or just enjoy the morning here. But not when it's so hot. It was 81 degrees. Like, and I came back drenched in sweat, and it was funny. But at any rate, okay, so A++, the decor in the room is also very nice, very beautiful. So you're going to get the lodge, retreat, inviting, homey, beautiful feel, okay? That's number one. Oh, and also driving up, there's like this big pretty sign that says Wilderness Lodge, and the drive here is like the road right when you turn into Scenic. Like over by Polynesian, Grand Floridian, they're doing a lot of construction. It is not pretty over there. When you get on the resort property, you're like, oh, great. So, so yeah, I give the ambiance and style of this resort a 5. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. And then particularly here at Boulder Ridge in this building, because this is a Disney Vacation Club Villa building, they have seating areas and fireplaces here. There's a little like table, a digital game for kids or people, whoever wants to play that. Yesterday, they particularly brought some of the games and stuff into this lodge. They did a movie for kids because they couldn't do it outside because of the rain. The gym is at the base of this building. Also, this resort is not too sprawling, so it's not so massive that it takes a long time to get from one end to the other. The Boulder Ridge building also has a covered walkway to the main lodge building, and the walkway to the bus stop is covered. And speaking of bus stop, we're going to move into transportation. There is one bus stop here. Buses are coming pretty regularly. I decided to use the buses this trip, even though sometimes like, oh my gosh, they can be so crowded and I hate that. But I found on this trip at this hotel, now I have not used the buses to come back from Magic Kingdom, or come back from a park after fireworks at the end of the night. I'm sure they're crowded then. But any other time I've gotten on a bus here, because the resort is smaller, it is not crowded. There's like seats around me. I'm not up on anybody. So I've left in the morning, come back in the afternoon, had a very pleasant experience. And the same with the watercraft. They have a boat dock here that will take you to Magic Kingdom and also to the Contemporary Resort. So that's great. And I love to do a little bit of shopping at the Contemporary. Has my favorite merch store. I've probably already said it several times in this series. So yeah, as far as having the bus and then having the watercraft to get you to Magic Kingdom, and then from Magic Kingdom you can take the monorail to Epcot if you wanted to. So you do have, next to being on a monorail resort, you have the best monorail access. And actually, if you take the boat over to the Contemporary, you can take the monorail to Epcot or Magic Kingdom. And, buses run every 15 to, I think it's every 20 minutes. I've not waited longer, though in the past I have waited for 20 minutes. So I'm not saying that won't happen here. I've not waited longer than like 10 minutes for a bus to come. Also, in the My Disney Experience app, you can go and see the bus times and when they're coming to your resort. So there's that. Transportation, I'm going to give it a 4.75, just because you don't have the access to the monorail, but you do have, just at the hotel. You don't have hotel access to the monorail, but you do have the watercraft. You do have the buses. The buses came regularly and they were not super crowded. So loved that. And there's one stop here, but it was great. So also because this is a smaller resort, I was coming from Epcot one day and the bus went to Fort Wilderness and Wilderness Lodge. Fort Wilderness is their campground and Wilderness Lodge is the hotel resort. Okay, so now staff and service. 5 plus 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 plus. Everyone has been so friendly and nice. Shout out to Bryson or Bryce. Oh my gosh, I hope I got your name right. But he was my server at Geyser Point. He was so friendly and excellent. And the service everywhere has been great. In the stores, wonderful. Walking down the hallway, they'll be nice and friendly and chat with you. And I know that it's a part of their job but they're good at it. Like not being like friendly, just like a put on. It feels genuine and kind. When I checked in, I was checked into an accessible room, but the bed was quite low. There wasn't the storage space that I needed in the closet. So I came to the front desk and asked for help to get booked to a standard room, and the person who helped me, he was super knowledgeable, very helpful, kept checking in with me to let me know he hadn't forgotten me, and really negotiated the best that he could to get me the room that I needed, and it worked out great. And also, like, I'm guessing it was the manager of the hotel or someone who was higher up. A couple of people, they like walked past me, saw me, I was walking to the main building about that. They saw me and said hello. So people are greeting you all the time. And then the gentleman at the front desk had already helped me, but I was waiting, and they saw me and they're like, has she been helped? Like always making sure that you're being taken care of and whatnot. And they jump in to serve as well. At least from my point looking in, it was a team effort. I went to the store, I went to the quick service, I had good service everywhere. Housekeepers would say hello, people just greet you. It's just really nice. And I liked how like when it rained, they had towels to dry off when you came in the building and all kinds of things. And they even had like the lifeguards stationed to answer questions, and I think to help if someone had an injury, if they slipped. I'm wondering if that's why they were out there. So 5 stars for service. Now moving on to the room. I love it. 5 stars, period. Actually, I'm going to dial it down to a 4.75. Here's why. I think this room is great for families. Like I can tell, okay, even the light fixtures, they have them lower, it seems like, so kids could reach them. It is great. It's super spacious, lots of room to move around, but I miss a table and chairs. Like, give me a little table. I think at Copper Creek, they have a table that pulls down. The little stools, I'm sitting on the coffee table here. So, I wish I had that. But storage space, oh my gosh. I couldn't even use all the storage space, and I pack. I like that they have drawers. I could have used a couple more. But I was able to fit all of my clothing in the drawers. I like to have an extra, like a different size drawer to put my laptop and cameras and tech equipment in there. But they did have those by the bedside table. It was really good. I don't know if they would let you fit 6 people in here, but technically, like they have the 5th sleeper there. You can fit 2 people here, 2 people there. And then there is room for an air mattress, like a twin size air mattress. I'm just saying, or a baby crib, easily. So you can put a crib in front of where I am, where I just showed you the table, where a table could go. Technically, you could put a crib there, and you'd be great. So this is great for families. And hey, I guess if you have a couple of like stadium chairs, you could bring those and have a right nice time. So there you go. But for me, 4.75 for the room. Just fantastic having the coffee maker, the microwave, the toaster. I had a sink to wash out stuff. I carry a little package of dish soap and a disposable biodegradable dish towel so that I can wash my mugs and stuff when I'm at hotels that don't have a sink. So that's great. And of course, this is a DVC room, so it's pricier. I got it for a fantastic discount of $400 a night, compared to what it could normally be, around $650 per night, maybe $680-ish, including tax. And I've definitely gotten the bang for my buck, a lot of value. So now on to recreation and amenities. I'm gonna lump recreation and amenities. I don't know if I did this for the Polynesian one, but I'm gonna do it now. They're just like at all of the Disney resorts, they have fun activities planned for kids throughout the day. Sometimes it's like arts and crafts. They'll have games and things that they'll do. I didn't hear pool games here, but I was not around a bunch. But they'll have like different trifold things that'll tell you throughout the resort what activities are going on. And also you can always ask at the front desk and they will let you know. But the amenities include the gym. Here in the Boulder Ridge Villa, I forgot this about their DVC resorts. So the 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom and Grand Villas all have washers and dryers included. In Boulder Ridge, on the first floor, just off the main entrance, you turn left, there's the guest laundry. But if you have a studio, since you don't have the washer and dryer in your room, you get free laundry service. So you don't have to pay to wash your clothes, basically. You don't get them to come and get it. But the laundry room is free use, whereas if you're like in the regular hotel and whatnot, you would pay, which I've paid before. I pay to do laundry on vacation all the time. It's not a big deal to me, but I love that. And it's also, you have to scan with your Magic Band. So if someone from another building tries to come in here and they're not staying in the building, they won't get into that laundry room. So they make sure that the amenity is specifically for the people who are paying to play in the DVC villas. That's pretty cool. But all the buildings have guest laundry. Just if you're staying in a Disney Vacation Club building, and you're in a deluxe studio, you can take your laundry to wash it free of charge. Well, included in the price. It's not free. They also have a gym here. I even saw like a building that had, it was a recreation center that they would schedule arts and crafts and stuff there. They have campfire s'mores. You can watch the fireworks from the beach here in front of Geyser Point. Not at the beach, but they don't have a beach here. They have a beautiful seating area right in front of Geyser Point. You can watch the fireworks from there. You can also watch them from the boat dock. The Magic Kingdom fireworks are the ones that you can see from here. They have bill services, and they transfer my bags for me from Polynesian to here, included in the price of the stay. And I just tipped the bellman who like delivered my bags. But like when I got here, there are a couple of things. I had a pool bag because I thought I was going to go out to the pool. It was really heavy because I packed a lot of stuff because I wasn't sure what I was going to do. Then I had my cooler bag because they won't transfer cooler items. So when I got the notice that my room was ready, I took those 2 bags because they were too heavy. I was hot, tired. I was about to pass out. And I asked if they would bring those to my room. And I was like, hey, I have a transfer. And they're like, oh, yeah, your bags are here. And so they just lumped it all together, brought it to my room. It was fantastic. You can have your groceries delivered here. And if you do food like Uber Eats or something like that, I didn't test it this time. It might be possible. Post in the comments if you know. Can you have your food delivered and Bell Services hold it for you? Because I remember seeing someone's food there. I feel like you can do that, but definitely you can have your groceries delivered. They would drop it off with Bell Services at the front of the hotel, and then because they won't let the delivery people walk on the property, and then you can see, in your app that it's delivered. Go down to Bell Services and pick it up, and they do have They have temperature controlled areas to keep your food. Awesome sauce. You can also do a fishing excursion here and a bike rental. You can rent bikes and ride around. That's like so much fun. All right, now we're going to talk about dining. Dining. I like it here. Now, I have not done Whispering Canyon. That is, it's open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They do like platter family style barbecue type stuff, and they have like potatoes and eggs and bacon platters and stuff like that you can do. It's called Whispering Canyon, but they have what they call shenanigans. They will like tease you and kind of be raucous and stuff. I'm not good with stuff like that, so I've never eaten there, and I probably never will. You maybe can, I'm sure you can ask to not have shenanigans at your table, but I wouldn't do that. They also have another table service restaurant called Artist Point, and I got like a little bit of a peek in there in the room tour, but it's just a nice sit down table service restaurant, kind of par for the course for Disney. They have a couple of lounges. Oh, okay. Artist Point. It's called Storybook Dining at Artist Point with Snow White, and it's a character dining experience. A delicious, fanciful dinner with visits from Snow White, Dopey, and Grumpy. So you'll begin the storybook themed dining experience with shared appetizers. Choose an entree from a prefix menu, and then, they have desserts and whatnot, and you get to meet those folks, and it looks cute. So you have that, and then there's also, they don't have pool bars here, but they have Territory Lounge, which is a bar that's right in front of Storybook Dining, and then they have Roaring Fork, which is a quick service that has things like brisket, pulled pork sandwich, and then, chicken fingers, all kinds of, they have garlic roasted chicken and you can get burgers and chicken strips and stuff there. And they have pastries. They have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's open a little late as well. And then they have Geyser Point Bar and Grill. So, you know, right off the pool is the quick service, so you can easily pop in there to get food. And then right off, that's the Copper Creek pool, excuse me. And then the Boulder Ridge pool right behind it is Geyser Point Bar and Grill, which you can get just small bites or you can get a full meal there. And it has, well, it's a bar and grill. I've eaten at Geyser Point. I've eaten at Roaring Fork. I like them both. I'm able to find something that suits me at both of them as well. So I really like the food here. Because Whispering Canyon is like not necessarily my taste, I feel like a little bit more restricted going there. Although maybe I could do to go. I haven't actually asked. But you can also order to go with Geyser Point. So you can place an order and go pick it up at a to go window there. It's like even like an open to go window where you can walk up and order it. So that almost serves as like the pool bar place for both of the pools, if you wanted to think of it that way. So I'm going to give the food here also a 4.75. And then cleanliness, I want to mention that with ambiance. It's very clean, beautiful, well-maintained resort, just period. They did it right. So all in all, it is a fantastic resort. I lost track, guys, of my rating. So I'm going to post here. So for Boulder Ridge Villas at Wilderness Lodge, here is the final Nikos Travel Co. Lux rating. Ta-da! This is an excellent hotel. Highly recommend it. And you can't go wrong with it. If you're focusing on Magic Kingdom, Epcot area, or you want like a very relaxing experience, you are gonna go to the parks, but you just wanna like unwind and have a peaceful, restful place to do it, by all means, come here. Come here. I have loved every minute of it. I know I will be back. Not sure when, because I'm doing a couple of big Disney trips a year. That's my goal. So that's why I pack in so many videos when I'm here. It's lovely. Highly recommended. Can't go wrong with it. To me, it's worth saving up to stay here. Like, I'm getting my money's worth, I feel like, staying here. Whereas if I'm at Polynesian or Grand Floridian, they're so expensive that you better come with it every time for me to feel like I'm getting the bang for my buck. But here, it's a little less expensive, but it's just equally good service. It's not pretentious, but it's just a little bit elevated, just a little bit of something more. And the service makes it everything. Like, I've had such nice interactions with the staff here. And that is all for today, folks. Thank you for tuning in. I've enjoyed sharing this with you. And please remember to like the video if you've enjoyed it and got something useful. Please subscribe and join this community. I love bringing you on my travel adventures. Like, really, every time, like, maybe I won't vlog today. Oh my gosh, I gotta show this. I gotta show that. I gotta show this. So I'm loving it, and I'm loving being on this journey with you. Thank you for being a part of the Nikos Travel Co. community, or just tuning in for this video, and I will see you in next week's vlog. Bye.